Should be.
Are we? Ooh, I think we are. I think it's working.
It's working.
I knew that was coming.
You set some up, we knock some down.
What do you think we're doing here? Hey!
This is why they pay us the no bucks.
The silver.
Yeah, the show bucks. Yes, we'll need new invites
Okay,
as well when you're ready.
I'll send them momentarily. Just gotta do the social stuff first.
Yeah, good socials. Do, 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 do.
Okay, we got a few watchers. Hello, welcome. We'll be ready to start shortly. Very shortly, I promise. Okay, we got a few watchers. Hello, welcome. Okay, invite sent.
Ah, there's a doppelganger.
Get out of here.
It's my clone. No, you're the clone.
We all look differently now. How nice. Okay.
Ripley, show them what we look like, or we'll start to lose
There we
all
go.
the words.
There we go. Yeah, we're here. You can see us now. Are these still available in the store?
Yes.
I think for a few days, yeah.
Oh yeah, one day.
Until,
One day.
until Tuesday. I think.
13 hours.
Look at
Really?
us.
On mine it says like 2 days. I'm sure not.
Yours says
day,
today?
Yeah,
13
one.
hours.
Mine says one day, 13 hours.
Maybe you British folk get a little
No,
extra
yeah.
time. Oh, yours.
Ours was
The same thing.
Oh, right. Okay, never mind.
The 1D.
It's all relative, baby.
Make sure you pick a different set of shows before you start the round.
Okay. We'll do squads. Sounds good.
So yeah.
Ah.
So yeah, we have not just the alien, but Ripley and a Facehugger.
And he has a little happy face, too. Isn't that
Yeah.
fun?
It's a happy Facehugger.
Cutest alien there ever was.
He's not looking to kill anyone just yet. He's just having a snooze.
What did they say in that last stream? Blokes play this?
Yeah.
So, what was it? Oh, it was so good. I have to look it up in the chat again. I forgot it.
Yeah.
It was just like someone coming in like, you guys play this? And like leaving.
Yeah, like, blokes play this?
Yeah, we like fun in our lives.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably one of the person who just left.
Yeah. Hey man, taking the piss out of me 2 weeks in a row. No. I still want there to be a new Alien movie that has a very big chap-looking alien called the Large Bloke. I like that would make a great companion creature.
Oh yeah, I turned off the music.
Turned it off. Ripley hair texture from the back. It's like a big mushy potato or a conker or something.
Oh man. Uh-oh. That's not good. I'm getting in a bunch up here.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Ah!
I feel like there are less doors in this than there used to be.
Yeah, I think so. A lot more jams.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Ah!
So...
You just gotta crowd surf.
Yeah, you really do.
Alright, I'm finishing here.
Nice.
Try.
Woo!
Oh yeah, okay.
Qualified.
Qualification. All other Fall Guys will be shot.
But yes, welcome to our first few viewers. We are again playing Fall Guys. Oh man, lost a bunch on the first round.
Because we have new alien skin.
Yes, so Ripley and the Happy Facehugger hat just came out. So this is yet another little crossover promotional gaming event with the alien, who's appeared in a number of them now. Mortal Kombat, and
Yeah.
this.
Fortnite.
That's right, that was a big one.
What? With a gun.
Yeah.
I think
Is that an alien? He's got a gun!
the Predator has appeared in more though, right? Because Predator was also in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Well, I don't know, Predator hasn't appeared in this yet. Predator was in
That's
Call of
true.
Duty.
Yes, so it would just
Give
be.
us the Predator and Fall Guys so we
It
can
would
have
be-
the
Yeah,
Alien
he was
versus
in Call of
Predator.
Duty. Yeah, he definitely wants to be in this. Sure.
Sizzy Bubbles, welcome. At least I know you'll always be here to cheerlead us. Ah!
Stop for one. So the Predator was in Mortal Kombat X, Ghost Recon, and
Oh, that's right. Ghost Recon was the other one I was thinking of. So yeah, he was in more.
yeah. It's been in like 3.
Man, that Ghost
Well, the
Recon
Alien's
event
been in
was so
3 as
good.
well.
It just makes me sad that I was taken out of the game. Justin Grierson, welcome. Expects Predator won't be fall. I drank last night, okay? Expects the Predator won't be
Still
far
really
behind in Fall Guys.
Drunk right now.
Yeah. That long-lasting juice.
Oh, come on, grab it. Okay, there we go. I've got it!
Yeah, hopefully the Predator will be next season. 'Cause the Alien is still available, going to be available for a couple of months until this season ends. And
Oh yeah, the Xenomorph is still available for a few months, but the Ripley set is gonna
yeah, the Ripley and the Facehugger are only available for another day and a half, so I guess the end of Monday night, right?
Yep.
Tomorrow night will probably be the last.
Mr. Aaron could not join us today. Unfortunately, he was in London for the weekend for a Digimon tournament.
Traitor!
No, I mean,
So yeah.
we have interests outside of aliens and predators, believe it or not. Sizzy says Caleb and Mike are a little quiet.
Both of us are a little quiet.
Well, that's just how I am. If I move my mic slightly closer to my face, that's just that. Is that better?
Was it both of us that were a little quiet?
I can try and boost it real quick. 1 second.
I can do it in
Got
my
boost
on
power.
my-
She says, yeah, good.
So yes, the token British guy spot is being taken up by me this week.
Yes.
The token British. Marco.
I always sound good. Except when I'm a robot.
Except when you're drunk after a drinking night.
Drunk? I'm not drunk. I'm just a little post-drunk.
Just a little.
I'm
Lost. I just want to let you guys know I love you guys.
I'm not drunk. You're drunk.
Yeah, I could quit whenever I want. Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no! I got knocked off.
Excuse me, guys.
Bliss.
Dust from you, or the dust from moving is all over the place.
But yeah, I would imagine they'll have Predator.
No.
Maybe Dutch?
Hopefully.
Well,
that would be awesome.
I wonder if they would do like any from Prey, you know? If they would do like Naru and Feral.
That would be cool.
Or if it would just be... Because that's one thing that I'm always a little disappointed about, is anytime the Predator guest stars in anything, it's always just the classic Jungle Hunter design. Which I get why, you know, that's the one everybody recognizes,
it's
but
the default.
it's like, come on.
That would be super awesome, yeah. I mean, I'd be down for having, like, you know, other designs. Although given that they just, you know, for this one they kind of went for just like alien, you know, I would imagine they'd do a similar thing, like Jungle Hunter looking Predator.
You can do Muddy Dutch or not Muddy Dutch. Or both.
Yeah, you could do both.
Well, milk it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, NECA did back in the day, right? It's Combat
do
Dutch,
cloak-
Muddy Dutch, Muddy Combat Dutch.
Predator. Do a
Yeah.
Predator.
I mean, they've done a bunch of Fall Guys skins. I mean, Fall
Yeah.
Guys. They've done loads of Fall Guys skins. A bunch of Among Us skins of all the different
Yeah.
colours. So you know, maybe they could. I'm sure fools like us would pay for them. They did a billion Predator outfits.
Go. Top 5.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
Survived. Random at 1, 2.
No thanks to me.
It's all a team effort. Even when some people fall off. Yeah, I mean, you know, you look at how many Godzilla skins they had, and they had 2 versions of Godzilla. You got regular Godzilla and Burning Godzilla, so
Yep.
it's possible. But yeah, I do hope they add Predator to this. So please, super cool. Hope they add Predator to everything. Just add Alien and Predator to all the things. It's the next best thing to having their own games, is having them show up in every other game.
I mean, once it appeared in Fortnite, that really just was like, okay, no holds barred anymore.
Yeah, and obviously Epic now owns this game as well. So, probably anything that has been in Fortnite, they could say, yeah, we'll do that in this. So why not? We've already paid the money. Ah, what the hell? Where's... Ah, stupid alien moving that stuff.
No.
Damn sure.
Ah.
Jump up here
No!
now. No, you son of a bitch! Alright, we have to move this.
Okay, made it.
Ah, shit.
Now you guys just have to make it.
Yep.
God.
Oh, we're going to be done for!
Shit! God damn it. We are going to be done for at this rate. Oh, bugger. Ah, now these guys are pushing it back. You stupid fool. God
No.
damn it. These fans are so finicky. Like, sometimes they'll
Yeah.
work, and sometimes they just
Yeah.
won't.
Okay, guys, you know the YouTube algorithm. It don't like the language.
The finnick.
Who swore? Was it me? I wasn't paying attention.
Ah!
It was all of us, but it's okay. We just can't do much.
There you go!
Not that it even matters for us at this point, but whatever.
Damn it.
We're like
Keep
it.
going, person. You're gonna get us. No, you're not gonna get us over. Oh,
Sizzy says you can say the F word once. Is that how it works? Before YouTube's like, okay, you now are age gated.
Demonetized.
Justin says, I still think personally Jungle Hunter still has the best look from all the films. The face still looks the most sinister in appearance. Yes, I would agree with that.
Agreed.
Although Wolf is my personal favorite.
I like Wolf as well, yeah. Wolf's good. We got dequalified.
Disqualified.
Disqualification.
It's a walk-off. It's a walk-off. That's a good movie. If anyone hasn't seen that movie. Nobody? Nobody?
No.
Come on.
Nope.
Zoolander?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know that as well as I. Yeah. It's a movie full of things. Though it is very accurate to the fashion industry, I'll say that from my experience.
Well, in fairness, Sizzy, we've gotten that feedback on our podcast before, because we used to just like swear a ton, and someone was just like, "Oh, I really like your podcast, but if you guys could just swear less." So, I'd say Aaron is still the most egregious of us all.
Yeah, and then Aaron went off on him.
I mean, in real life, it's like, I swear a ton, but.
Yeah.
I don't even notice.
Yeah, it's like it's part of my language. My work life, we can just talk like that. But I'm just so used to being able to openly drop the bombs if I have to.
Drop the
Especially
necessary
playing
bombs.
The video games with the randomers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, especially when you have to play this game with a team of random people.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't played the pixel painting for a little bit. I haven't, at least. Maybe enough people complained that they took it out.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because that one kept getting sabotaged by incompetent teammates.
People who couldn't
was
figure
only-
out.
There was only one. I think I only played one round with a teammate that was just so actively stupid,
man.
and that was the one that we did. Like, I think the
Yeah,
first time
we
all
kept
did
pushing
it
them
together.
off, and it was like,
Yeah.
it got really hard to push them off. Yeah, it was,
We
Yeah.
had to contain him.
I think that was the only time when, like, I played that round where someone's just been that stupid that it's cost us the round. Everyone else figured it out eventually that I played with. Doing good so far.
Ah, not me.
Oh, okay, good. There we go. Now I'm back behind stuff. Yeah. Whee.
second place.
Hell yeah.
First place. Yeah.
Goddamn right. I mean, you gosh darn it.
So I was gonna correct you and say that for you, but you said.
I just realized. Language.
Oh, the squirrels are back.
The dueling squirrels.
Yeah, right before the stream started, I had squirrels running across my roof of my new apartment, and they jumped down the tree right next to it and scared the crap out of my cat. They just came back and scared him again. Oh man.
So he's gone from being super chilled to like he's just gonna be freaked out
What
all
is
the
that?
time now
Oh,
because he's gonna be
what are
worried that
those
squirrels are gonna be attacking you.
Yeah, the squirrel that he would see at the old apartment that he would like want to murder but couldn't, and now he's got 2 of them here and he's terrified of them. But it's the new space. He's not even sure where up is down and down is up. And there's another cat in this room. But overall, he's pretty good.
Yeah, it's always hard to introduce one cat to another. We had to go through that.
It's been actually just like very not as bad. You got Rigby. He's got a little attitude sometimes.
Ah, damn it! Tried to jump across the net. Didn't work.
What the heck? I just like jumped and bounced off of an invisible wall or something.
Oh no! The gravity thing screwed me over. Yeah, they've been having some hit detection issues with some of these. Sure.
Oh no!
Oh yeah!
Oh, wait, I feel like we haven't played that one with the fire that had that hit detection as well.
Me and Adam have played it a little bit the last few nights, and it doesn't seem as bad now. I don't know if they fixed something on the server side or if we just got lucky. But it doesn't seem like we've been hitting as many invisible obstacles on that one as we used to.
I also realized I had it was moving. Yeah. Like the first time I've actually played games.
Yeah, see, this is the canon Alien 3. This is what really happened. Ripley just, you know, went to sleep at the end of Aliens and then woke up in this kind of intergalactic game show. She's still alive, trying to get the crown. Okay, now I'm thinking that they missed a golden opportunity to have a new celebration where you just see Ripley like backwards fall off of the podium at the end. You have to really
She's holding on to the little chest burster.
yeah, she holds on to the little chest burster that they've got in here.
It wouldn't be appropriate without her Alien 3 outfit though, so they'd have to add that.
She falls past a little Fall Guys Lance Henriksen going, no! Get online to Ken. Get him to make that happen. We're giving him golden ideas here for free.
Yeah, Ken, if you're listening, hello.
Yeah.
Please. Also, that AVP anime that you need to know.
Yeah, that one-
talk
that
to
one's
me. I can make you connected with people, please.
Okay, now boys. Now boys. Don't be throwing around classified material like that.
It's Wayland Yutani, level 9.
Please.
This one's a tricky one. We'll see if I can survive it this time.
Yeah, I didn't make it last time.
We have an ice cream cone.
Get off of me. Okay, little red bug guy is grabby.
Okay.
The antennas, or whatever. He's a lobster? Or whatever.
He's besmirching the Good Lobster name. That's the case. Lobsters are cool.
Yeah, lobster.
Lobsters are pretty cool, guys.
Yeah, confirmed. You heard it here first.
What would it be like if a lobster got hit by a facehugger? What would they do? Oh no! Oh no!
They pretty much did that, didn't they? Kenna had like killer crab.
That's true. Killer crab alien.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll look that one up. I don't remember what that looks like.
Yeah.
It was the
that kinda
wackiest
cool.
looking one. Even as a kid, it was a bit too Kennery for me. I was like,
Yeah.
this one's
Oh,
pushing
no.
it.
And that one had, I remember it had
yeah.
like parasites that would shoot out of it.
Out of its chest, yeah. It had like its own dual chest bursters.
I think I had this one actually. Yeah.
Never had it, never saw it in the wild, only saw it online.
Yeah. My brother came.
It was the hard part.
From the thrift shop one.
You let me go, Hatsune Miku.
I think that was one of the last ones that they did, wasn't it? One of the last Kenna aliens. Facehugger looks cool under certain lighting. It doesn't look nearly as pink under this lighting.
Yeah.
Oh
They did
no!
a really good job
I
on the
got
model.
bounced off by the rumor of death. Shit. Oh, three of you guys are gone already.
Shoot.
Is it just me left?
Ripley.
Will,
Yeah.
will I be able to do it?
Yeah,
Yes.
if you qualify. Hopefully.
Yeah, those Roombas do actually actively follow you.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely been chased by one, and it like actually made turns with me, and I was like, what the heck? Get away from me!
I wasn't even paying attention to it because
Good
so
luck.
often those things just are fine.
Continue straight. Don't even try to get off your side. Go, 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 go.
Yeah.
You got this.
Nice.
No.
Good, somebody else fell off.
No shrimp aliens, says he.
Hell yeah. There we go. Shrimp alien. Close. See, that's one of the reasons I like Ebera so much.
Just watch that
Lobsters
movie.
are cool. Well, he's a shrimp.
I put that on in the background while I was unpacking. Yeah.
I still love the.
Soundtrack to that movie is so good.
I was just gonna say, yeah, the crazy twangy guitar, yeah, whenever it appears.
This is a Godzilla stream now, friends.
It's great.
Godzilla versus Xenozilla versus Predacon.
That's on the way. I've almost got them. They're on the way here.
Cool. Yeah, definitely have to take some pictures of those.
Oh, will do, and post on AVP Galaxy. Definitely do that.
I'm not bluesy no more.
Did you see that the soundtrack was finally released to
Oh yeah,
Aliens Fireteam Elite?
I Team Elite, yeah.
It includes the music from the Pathogen expansion, which is, I don't know, maybe another worrisome sign that that's all we're getting.
Yeah, I was just
But
gonna say, they were waiting until it was all done, since there is, original music in Pathogen.
which I thought was even better than the music in the game.
Yeah, I really liked it.
One of these yet? Come on.
I got a gold one. Which is up on the
really,
side.
Aaron was saying he didn't like the Pathogen music quite as much as the regular game one.
I really liked, I think the bit at the very beginning of the first level where they just do like a straight kind of, you get those alien little notes, doing like the do, 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 little bit. Like that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
No, I liked it.
Oh, we're still ahead of Red.
Red just got a red
Well,
one.
now, unless they get a gold
I just
one.
watched.
I think it was yellow. I
Oh,
think yellow
nice.
got the gold one, right?
No, I was watching a red guy jump through a gold one that I almost got.
Oh, random, I just knocked one of the yellow guys away from.
Well, I just got 2 more. Make that
Catch
3.
up.
Go, Ripley, go!
Yeah.
Thank you for the support, PlayStation 9.
Ripley, what the hell are you doing?
I'm gonna be old when the PlayStation 9 comes out.
But at least you can be safe in the knowledge that they're just going to keep calling it like PlayStation 6, 7, 8, 9. There's going to be some crazy, wacky Xbox, like Xbox 5X, Box X, 1 Box 9,
PHX.
Box Zoc, whatever. Who even knows what they're going to call their console in that long? How many years?
Was Pathogen worth playing story-wise?
Yes, I quite liked it. Honestly, I thought it was a cool little continuation.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it. I liked the boss fight at the end too. It's fun. I have not played it again since we beat it though, I'll say that.
I played it a few more times.
Yeah.
I do feel like I'd like more significant story in the next chapters, like the things they've alluded to in the main game, right? Like what's going on at Palace Station, what's going on with the corporations or maybe the UPP that's arriving, because that feels like a bit more substantial with those events, as opposed to, oh, we found another engineer facility, there's some crazy hive activity going on. Like, it was still a good continuation of the story, but I'm ready for what they've been teasing.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh shit, that one's going in. Oh, nice.
I'm goalie.
Ah.
Okay.
Oh, he's got fireballs on the side. Or fire.
Yeah.
Get it. Thank you.
Oh no, this guy 0G'd it.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get it. I got it. Goal.
Got one. Nice. Goal.
Oh, nice. The ball pushed it back. Oh, they almost got a shot that I would not have been able to get because it was too high in the air.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh hell! Oh no! Our random was about to score, and then the
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
no. Hell
Nice.
yes!
Yeah. Just get one more. We'll have a good lead.
Oh, look out! Incoming!
I got it.
We'll have
I
an
got it.
insurmountable lead. We got this.
Unless they somehow.
Don't say that.
No! Don't! Why did you say that?
Oh, they're about to score there.
If we lose, the stream ends here.
Yep.
No, we got
Thanks
it.
for
We
coming,
got it.
everybody.
It could have been like that epic loss that Caleb and I had a couple
Yes.
weeks ago where we were like, oh, the red team's so losing now, and then the fire launched our ball into the sky. Oh,
Yeah.
chest burster, yay!
That was it. We win.
My gold little chest burster just came out of my gold little body.
Yeah.
I didn't know that could be like a final game.
Yeah,
Neither
for
did I.
squads, I think you can.
I'm gonna do a quick
Just the
restroom break
squads.
on my end.
Okay. Go for it. She's very excited.
See, the alternate ending of Alien 3, where everyone lives happily ever after.
That's right.
Right, 100 kudos.
Okay, I suppose I could change my outfit.
Spun it around a little bit.
I think I will go ahead and be a xenomorph. Where's my xenomorph bottom half?
It's a
Oh,
different
lower.
section
Right.
of the menu.
Gotcha. There we are. Okay.
Oh, it looks like the party exploded, so you have to send them an invite when you're ready.
Okay. Always gotta get those emotes, man.
Alright.
Oh yeah.
Mike's
I
still
got
with
the,
me. I think it's just you that got kicked.
Yeah. I had to put the like space tracker, motion tracker type thing on this. The alien. It's like not full motion tracker, but it's close to motion tracker. Very suitable for the alien. Mike has returned, but maybe on mute. or one of his cats stepped on his controller. So we'll find out pretty soon.
Man, we got a quiet chat today. Oh, speaking of our usual viewers, White Abaddon, welcome.
I guess it did start like an hour after usual.
That's true. We were a bit late starting today, so.
Oh, I'm back on the main menu for some reason.
No.
It kicked you again?
Oh well. Yeah. Well, I'm in the lobby still, but.
Odd. Okay, I will
You guys
back
can
out.
carry on then.
No, we'll just back out. Okay. We all ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Says he's keeping it alive.
The Facehugger model's really good.
Yeah. From the top. And I say it changes.
Even with the little face, it's cute. I like the face. But
Yeah.
even without it, if you erase the face, it would still be a pretty good model.
Oh, definitely. And yeah, it slightly not changes colors, but you know, it looks a little different under different lighting on some of these
Yeah.
courses as well, which is cool. It's not always super pink as it looks in the menu.
It is taking too long to get Prey merchandise.
Yeah, NECA. Where's that feral predator you guys say you're working on?
We'll be like, it'll release in 2025 after 3 delays.
I feel like Fugitive Predator didn't come out for a little bit until after Predator.
I think it was around the holiday, yeah, because I think the Predator premiered in September, and I think the figures were out in like December.
And yeah, because I definitely remember the Emissaries not being out for a while after the movie had been released.
Yeah, even I had to get the Emissaries because I was like, I love those guys. I wish they were in the movie.
It's the only time they get to be seen. So it's so weird that on the one of them, the only making of things on the Blu-ray, you see them for a split second and they never acknowledge them. So
Yeah.
if you were just like regular kind of casual movie-going fan,
You'd be like, wait, what are those other Predators?
yeah, exactly. You'd be like, I didn't see anything like that in the movie. What the hell are those? So they don't even acknowledge them.
are you?
Yeah.
Jeez. A whole bunch of people got knocked off.
They are unworthy. They are unworthy to fall.
But even the making of that, like,
Show us more.
it was just
Wasn't-
it was
yeah.
just so bare bones. Like, I miss the
Yeah.
old school DVD days where they would really
So
put in
do I.
effort.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like there was a kind of high point, you know, with DVDs that they've been slowly going downhill ever since. Like even a lot of movies, even on Blu-ray now, and you know, if you do get physical releases, seem like they're just sort of standard packaging of here's a
have to
couple
be
of
like
making
a-
of featurettes. You know.
Yeah, you have to be a Star Wars these days or something.
Well, didn't Matt Damon kind of speak to this on that? What's the show called where everyone eats like the hot wings or whatever? He was like, back in the day, we had more daring movies in theaters
Yeah.
because
Because of
we had a lot of DVD and Blu-ray sales. So even if a movie didn't do well in theaters, you would oftentimes make up for it with the DVD sales. But now
Yeah.
the market is very much more digital. People will
Yeah.
either be on a streaming service that includes those movies, or they'll just buy the movie digitally, which I still very much support physical, even though I have started to build up a digital library. I will just usually buy a physical Blu-ray if it's a movie I really care about, and then they usually come with a digital code. So just so I have both, I'll add it to a digital library. But I still very much, support physical media, and hope that they continue with behind the scenes stuff. Because, I mean,
Yeah, because that's where all that came from.
That's probably
Like
partially
you-
why I fell in love with the franchise so much.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just that was a big reason, seeing all the work that went into the making of these films. I think that was a
Yeah.
connection for us to them.
Yeah, and you know, getting like directors' commentaries, and especially when you have things like, you know, Charles de Lazarica's making ofs that are super good and super in depth, and you know, those things are in some cases even more entertaining to watch than the movies that they're with. Like, so they're, you know, those things are crazy good value to have that kind of thing come with the movie. It's always a ton of fun to see the behind-the-scenes stuff that goes into, like, any film, really, but especially a film that you really like, a film series that you really like.
White Abaddon says, I try to buy physical, however, my local area no longer sells DVDs. Only ones you can get are used ones from secondhand stores. I have to go to Buxton, Ashton, or Manchester to find a W.H. Smith. Yeah, I don't buy DVDs anymore myself. I usually will go for the 4K Blu-rays.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'll just go for regular Blu-rays because I don't have like a 4K TV, but I mean, a lot of the time the Blu-rays are the same features as the DVDs anyway, so...
Sometimes, like I recently bought a used copy of the AVP DVD set, the unrated one, because that one had way more special features than the Blu-ray did. I don't think the Blu-ray had like any special features, actually.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
Blu-ray
that's
box
true.
set did, though. Like the 2-pack that I have does, but you have to, like, that was the one that came out when the movie first came out. That Blu-ray pack, that has all the
Yeah.
special features. But the new one, the 2-pack, that's all like the one box is no, there's bare bones, yeah. But that has the corrected Jesse's death, right? For the unrated.
The newer 2-pack one does, yeah.
Yeah. But that has no special features.
The AVPR one does.
Oh.
It's just well, there's one feature. No, the AVPR one does. I think the AVPR one has all the same special features as you get on the DVD. It's just the AVP, the first movie Blu-ray, is not nearly as fleshed out. Because that had a really good behind-the-scenes documentary, actually. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, man, that was a close one.
These things don't mess around.
Oh, I'm on the top of the sign.
Yeah, I never got the first AVP on DVD, and then it's the only Alien and or Predator movie I don't have, and it was, you know, just there's like a website. It's kind of accidentally screwing you over.
we did it.
And yeah, like the website that I would always go on to like check, you know, the features of DVDs to know whether to import them or not was always like, oh yeah, there's, you know, 2-disc one or whatever. It's got a lot of stuff, but these other releases for AVP don't. So it's like definitely a time where it seems like features-wise, for sure, the DVDs or one of those DVD releases is the better one to get than the Blu-ray.
Wait, Abaddon says, it's a bloody nuisance, Gav.
It is.
Sorry, Paul, we are full up on our squad right now.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Oh, shoot.
Oh no! I saw that.
I was so close.
I almost got rumbled in the exact same spot, as it were. Another one's gone out, maybe that was the randomer. Okay. Finished. Hell yeah, first place.
Squip says, pretty sure Prometheus was the reason I bought a Blu-ray player because I wanted the special features. That movie had a really good behind-the-scenes documentary.
over the last few days.
Yes.
That documentary for the first time in a very long time. It is very good, regardless of.
It's
if
great,
on-
yeah.
on the movie, it's a very well-made documentary.
Mhm.
Charles.
Yeah.
Charles. Butt on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a great
Furious
one.
Gods, what it's called, and yeah, of like
Yeah.
4.5 hours, like ridiculously long and in depth.
Oh yeah.
Um,
The longer the better, you know, when it comes to those kinds of things, as far as I'm concerned.
It was just a shame he wasn't involved with Covenant, because that, again, very
Yes.
bare bones. That was just like the Predator, where it's like
Absolutely.
you could get
Yeah.
through all the special features in like half an hour. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Just a couple of featurettes, you know, and that's pretty much it. I mean, at least that one had a commentary, but still, it was disappointing given that every Alien movie, I mean, apart from the AVPs, but you know, every mainline Alien movie and Prometheus up until that point had those really awesome documentaries. And then that one was like, nope, nothing.
You get nothing.
You lose, you get nothing.
good day,
No
sir.
Lazarus for you. Ah, damn you,
Push this. I can't reach it.
okay. Oh, it won't let. Oh, it is letting me push it, but someone must be pushing it from the opposite direction because it won't let me.
Got
It
it.
is
Thank
pushing it from the opposite direction.
Oh, I did it.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, first place. Nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
Very
Oh,
nice.
still in those place.
Yeah.
Speaking of, it's October, and that means Predator Hunting Grounds DLC month.
Oh, really?
Whoop, whoop. I mean, they haven't. Okay,
Are you sure about that?
even though in June they had a very bare bones quote unquote update that was a single mask, they still haven't ever broken from the every other month update thing. So we shall see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's still what, like 3 or 4 data mine predators. They've had
Yeah.
several of from that data mine released throughout this year. So, you know, fingers crossed. Hopefully Celtic. Celtic would be.
Celtic would be
one of them.
appropriate. Either Celtic or Pirate would be appropriate, because it has been a while since we've gotten one of their original. Actually, no, Cyber was. That's
Yeah,
right.
Bionic.
That's right. Bionic. So maybe it would be time for another movie one.
A predator with an eye patch and a pirate hat and a peg leg.
Yeah.
Captain
Peg
Hook
leg.
Well, it's we know Pirate Predators is female.
Jack Sparrow. Oh,
Uh,
and then just add predator boobs, I guess.
Spook freaking Tober, White Abaddon says. Yeah, I like October. You know, October's
Hell
great.
yeah.
Like, for me, I really like summer, and September for me is kind of like a difficult month. Usually, because I get like just a tinge of the seasonal blues in September. It's weird. Like, I don't really get them in the winter. It's always just September. You know, straight up wake me up when September ends. And then when September does end, I feel much better. I'm like, okay, I'm in the fall vibe now. I'm good with this.
Ah,
And
shit.
Oh, guys,
yes. But that month of September, I'm like, no, don't go away, summer. And then October, I've dealt with it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm cool with this. Fall is nice.
shoot.
2 yellows left. Where are they?
White Abaddon says Vasquez releases this month, at least in some places. It's been delayed in other areas. Ah, I'm infected.
Damn
Oh,
it. No.
I
We
was
got
too
the
busy
lurk.
reading the chat. Also, the Film Encyclopedia was going to release this month originally, but it may be getting pushed back until next year based on the Amazon listing. Yeah, I know someone working on that one, so I'll have to ask about what's going on with that one.
Yeah, and who knows what's happened to that Predator archive. So.
Yeah, that just went totally MIA. So hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully that's still coming.
Maybe they delayed it to add stuff about Prey? Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. We
Copium?
can hope. I mean,
Yeah.
as far as we know, it was pretty much done.
Need to add more pages now.
I started watching Andor, the first 4 episodes, and quite good, actually. Yeah.
Figured I was gonna start that when I got wrapped up with my New York travels.
It's definitely something that I think will benefit from binge watching more
Yeah,
than some of
I
the other
kinda-
shows.
And that's what I've been doing with these Star Wars shows, is letting the first few episodes run through, and then I kind of pick up halfway through to see what the general consensus is, and know where to set my expectations, so I don't get upset.
Yeah, because they released the first 3 episodes
Yeah.
at once for this one, and you can tell why when you watch them. Like, I think if people had just watched the first and then the second one, like over the course of a couple of weeks, they'd have been kind of bored. But all 3 together.
Yeah,
is good.
it has a slow start, and then the 3rd episode really kicks it off. But for me, it's just, it feels more grounded than Star Wars has ever been before. And to me, that's a good thing, because it has a much more mature tone than we're used to with Star Wars, which is something I wanted to see with that canceled video game 1313. It just has a very Rogue One vibe, but if Rogue One was just allowed to be what it originally was, which is a gritty war movie before the studio
Yeah,
was
and I
like,
think-
no, we need the space
think I-
battle, we need Vader.
I feel like those. I mean, I know people like Rogue One, but I think I can see right through this. Oh, there's the round. I said we didn't do this. Here we are. I could see the studio notes in that movie, and it kind of takes the movie. It takes the movie down a lot of.
I
notches.
agree with you.
I
agree with you.
don't like the movie myself at all. I mean, it's got great special effects and great action scenes, but I have seen it in theaters twice. I saw it in a drive-in one time, and then actually opening night. I have not watched it again at home. I don't like that movie, but I don't even like the Andor character. But everything I've seen has got me into this show. I need to sit down and watch it.
Rogue One. For me, the strongest thing Rogue One had going for it was its style and its aesthetic. Like, it really had the retro tech Star Wars feel.
They got a great vibe in that movie for sure. Yeah.
But it did feel like it was studio meddled with, for sure. And I do feel like it affected the film. And I imagine if I could have seen the original gritty war movie that Gareth Edwards had in mind, that I would have enjoyed it more. Sissy, don't be a curmudgeon. Star Wars is a good franchise. There will always be more Star Wars.
And I think it's just because we've had too many misfires for me.
Well, that's why they stopped making the movies. They were just like, well, I guess people like the shows. We'll just make the shows.
Then Boba
Yeah,
Fett was a
exactly.
huge misfire for me.
I liked it. Like, I know people did not. They weren't crazy about Boba Fett, but I quite enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, yeah, although not as much, I think, as the first couple of seasons of Mandalorian.
I liked Obi-Wan, but it was a very mixed bag for me.
Alright,
Yeah,
I wasn't big on it. It had its moments, but
okay.
it wasn't enough for me to be like, oh my god, I needed this. I didn't need
yeah.
it.
But to me, Andor is definitely easily the best series since The Mandalorian. And Mandalorian Season 3 trailer came out recently, and that looks really good. That final bit.
Just give the Alien show the production value that they're giving these things. Like,
Yeah.
it was bad, please, and I really hope they are. And I know it's a different channel and stuff, but still.
Well, even with the less huge sci-fi franchises like Expanse, it has crazy sci-fi production values. Like, and
That's true. Yeah.
it did pretty
It's
well,
an
even though
show.
it's not nearly as popular as like Star Wars, you know. So,
Shut
Ekin Rock, Joe, welcome. About time you showed up. We hardly have any watchers today. We need some. Maybe people are just like, what are these guys playing? Blokes play this?
Yeah. Blokes play this. This isn't a bloke game. What are you talking about? Oh, we've got a randomer that's screwing us though.
Oh, they're just purposefully dying. We still may
That's what it
qualify.
seems like. Yeah. Just
But
about.
I mean, there's no question that Disney's mismanaged Star Wars. I mean, you just look at
Oh yeah.
everything that happened with Rogue One. a massive part of that movie was reshot, and then you had the directors leave Solo because of creative differences, and we have Rian Johnson's trilogy that's never going to happen.
Well, and you had like the changing directors on the third movie. You know what ended up being Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Josh Trank originally, wasn't it? And then it was
Colin Trevorrow. Yeah.
Ended up being...
And then
like all three would have been bad anyway.
And then Taika Waititi's like, I don't even know if I'm doing a Star Wars movie anymore. I'm like, wait, what?
Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron.
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
That's also up in the air.
Yeah.
It's like
There
they
was,
did
those
the
Game
whole
of
teaser
Thrones
video with
guys
that.
were supposed to be doing like a trilogy, weren't they? That also.
Oh
just-
yeah, the
just
Game of Thrones
disappeared.
guys, and then the
Yeah.
final season of Game of Thrones came out. and
Yeah,
then-
exactly. I'm sure that had a big part to do with them just
Yeah.
going, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why they pivoted so hard to TV, because everybody loved The Mandalorian.
Pivot.
Pivot!
See, that can be a problem. When you have a hit like that, studios, they're like, oh, do more. It's like, no, you can still, like, make... The fact that it was a movie wasn't the problem. It's that the series was much better than the movies. Like, like good movies also exist.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like suddenly, oh, we can't make good movies anymore. No, you can. You just... Good movies are still coming out today. They're not necessarily Star Wars
Force and
movies.
Russian.
Yeah. I mean, I think they, I get that they wanted to be like, hey, we're going to give our directors creative freedom to do what they want to do, but they really should have planned out that trilogy ahead of time. Like, if you're gonna do a trilogy,
Yeah.
you're
I
gonna do a
mean,
trilogy.
Star Wars Episode 7, dude, like, the hype
Yeah.
was insane. And I feel like with The Force Awakens, people really gave it the benefit of the doubt because they expected it would be planned out, right? And even though JJ very much had his cliche, like, it's a good question for another time moments, that we're totally never going to answer. And I could see right through that shit from the beginning. I was like, this is just typical JJ mystery box with nothing inside it bullshit. Now I'm swearing. People believed in the new trilogy. I think Force Awakens for a lot of people was a refresher after the prequels, which I saw the prequels when I was a kid, and I always liked the prequels, flaws and all. So the prequels never had that negative taste for me that it did for a lot of people. So I think
never hit the highs for the original trilogy.
Well, yeah. But I mean, for me, it was more about George Lucas was expanding his universe and taking us to places, new planets, new ships that we had never seen before, which was exactly the opposite. This was nostalgia. You guys like X-wings and TIE fighters? Here you go. You like the speeder versus the walker battle? Here you go. Here's another one. You like the trench run? Here's another one. And so it was too much of nostalgia pandering for me. The sequel trilogy.
We should all
And
learn
it's kind
from
of a-
Prey.
It's definitely a problem, like you said, because George Lucas, obviously, films, especially a trilogy of films, are a collaboration, and George Lucas was not the one and only like voice in there, but he was such a huge voice in those films that you take him out of that, and you're like, okay, where do you go? After that doesn't either feel like just a rehash or so different that it's not Star Wars anymore.
Yeah.
It's like you said, at least with the prequel trilogy, they were going to new planets, and here's new aliens and new ships and new things. And it's like, hey, George Lucas is doing all of this, so it has that same feel to it.
And it was new creatures and things that felt like they actually had design thought put into them and actual work. And it's one of the reasons I think Avatar has taken... Oh, shit, we lost that one.
Yeah.
One of the reasons Avatar has taken so long is the actual developing strong designs for that. Like, is one things I was really disappointed with in the Star Wars sequel trilogy was the creature design. None of them really stood out to me. They just seemed like, oh, here's random crazy alien, here's a random crazy robot that looks like a bunch of junk thrown together. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's happening. I sent you an invite.
No. Sorry, I don't see it.
Anyway, I can get ranty at the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
No.
Uh,
No, back yeah.
Someone invite me in?
working on it.
No more Star Wars, please. I'm exhausted, says Susie.
Yeah. White Abaddon says they should have written a plan for Star Wars before going into the new trilogy. Same problem with Jurassic World, although it's arguably worse there than it is in Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. What's worse, the Jurassic World trilogy or the Star Wars sequel trilogy?
Well, I've still not seen that third one, but I haven't heard super great things.
Oh, and Trevorrow just came out this week saying, "Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
They didn't tell me that the marketing was
saw
going to
that.
say this is the final one. There's probably room for more." It's like, shut.
And then he was also like, they never should have made any sequels to Jurassic Park. I was like, actually, there were 2 good sequels to Jurassic Park.
1.5 good sequels. Yeah, but then come on, then Crichton wrote a sequel back in the day too, so you can't really like lose the claim. I mean, yeah.
Although wasn't that after the movie came out?
Trevorrow. Yeah.
You guys enjoying our Alien and Predator stream?
Yeah, Jurassic Park and Star Wars and The Expanse.
I just think though this could be related to Alien and Predator though, because you just take those notes from these experiences that we've had with these other franchises and don't do that with these. And I think Prey showed that they are not doing that with these. And yes, Prey was cool.
Well, I think
That's why it worked and resonated so well with people is that it was a sequel prequel, but it felt fresh and new, and it didn't just beat you over the head with the same stuff we've seen over and over again, just with prettier camera work.
Yeah, but I think Alien and Predator and AVP are in a unique position that even though Prey did really well, like extremely well on the platform, these franchises they won't be niche, but they'll kind of be in the in-between between niche and super popular. They're sizable franchises. They'll always have like big expanded universe stuff with the comics, the books, and the video games, and that's awesome. But they'll never be a Marvel or a Star Wars, and that's a good thing, I think. Because it allows for a bit more creative freedom. I mean, still, you don't want people to get too wild, which unfortunately with Ridley, they were just like, do whatever you want. You know what you're doing.
They are titans of horror, though. They're big guys. Like,
oh, for sure. Yeah, they are iconic characters, but you know what I mean. You're never going to get like...
It's like even a lot of horror characters aren't like Marvel and Star Wars.
Yeah.
You're never going to get the level of media saturation that you will with Star Wars and Marvel. Like, there will never be that many concurrent shows or movies being worked on, and I think that's a good thing. You can still have a strong franchise without it being a bloated one.
I think if you do the timing right and you do an AVP movie, you can do the numbers that like Freddy versus Jason did back in the day.
Oh yeah, easily.
Kick everybody's butt, because if there's like Godzilla vs. Kong did really well for also it was the time when it was released because everybody was starved for a movie, but like people enjoy watching things punch each other in the face that are big icons. Like that's like just in our nature. And if you time this right, if you give us like a Prey, and then the next Alien project is a killer project, and then maybe after that you do an AVP, I think that'll just like, just get the timing just right. If you have some big hitters, people are gonna want.
If you did a dark horror AVP in the future, it would do well. I don't care what people say about the previous movies. It would do well. People would see it. As long as it was decent, because that was a big part of Prey's success was word of mouth, I think.
At the end of the day, it's like it's a good movie. That was a huge part of it.
Good movie first. And I think that's what always this franchise. The biggest hitters are always they made a good movie first, don't they?
It's just the same thing.
White Abaddon says, as much as I hate New Albion, not having them mentioned in Inferno's Fall felt out of place. Also, besides just shoving in stuff from the RPG, I don't see how these books are supposed to be connected. Maybe Enemy of My Enemy will finally fall into place. Yeah, I just read both of those recently, Colony War and Inferno's Fall. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think they mentioned New Albion directly. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they mentioned it indirectly. As just part of like ongoing conflict in the colonies. But I mean, you have the mention of Davis and everything in Inferno's Fall, so on some level it's connected. But yeah, the whole like, oh, we're looking for Zula Hendricks, where is she? And then she's just in Inferno's Fall, and there's no like resolution to that. Like, okay, what happened with Chad? He was looking for her, so we'll have to see how Enemy of of My Enemy handles it. And as much as I like Cold Forge and Into Charybdis, I do feel like they're doing the interconnected thing a bit too much. Because it's like, how many people at this point have read Defiance? How many people know the backstory of Zula Hendricks and Davis at this point? Like,
know even who they are.
exactly. And that's why I feel like you need more books like Aliens Phalanx and even Aliens Cold Forge, where it's a little disconnected from previous stories and it's kind of its own thing. And yes, you can integrate other parts of lore in for fans and stuff. And sometimes it's good to have, like the Rage War trilogy, right? You have a contained series of books, but I feel like it can easily get too convoluted when they become over-reliant on each other.
Yeah, because I mean, one of the things that's always been kind of a strength of Predator, especially, but certainly the Alien expanded universe, is that not all of it's been as connected in terms of like specific storylines and things. And you know, don't get me wrong, I really like that the RPG is creating this kind of cohesive universe, but yeah, like I still, you know, haven't read a lot of those kinds of stories, so if a book came out that was like, hey, you need to have read all these other things, I'd be like, well, I haven't, so yeah, I hope I can still understand it.
I do love the RPG, but it is a lot of just, here's the kitchen sink of Alien, like...
Oh yeah, which I'm totally down with in like an RPG setting. I love that they're just like, yes, this is everything, because it just works as like a really cool like lore book.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I agree with you there. It's, even if you're not going to play it, it's great for just the lore.
Yeah. It's, yeah, like, it's just got so much cool stuff about, like, here's all, like, the corporations and the sections of space that humanity has colonized. And
the different careers. And,
yeah.
It did all that really well. And the RPG is actually fun if you play it, too.
Yeah. Yeah, that too. It's just a good game. It's really cool. Would be nice to play it again sometime. Here, jonesing for my next fix.
But yeah, we'll have to see how Enemy of My Enemy and Vasquez turns out. You know, I do like a lot of what Titan Books has done. I don't think they have any Predator books in the works right now, which is unfortunate. I'll have to ask about that.
Yeah, I guess all the Predator stuff seems like it's come out.
Yeah, and I mean, they haven't really announced too many 2023 books, even for Alien, either. We have Enemy of My Enemy and Vasquez. I think that's all that's slated from Titan right now.
I wonder if anything of that has to do with what's going on with Alien and Predator, you know, movie-wise and TV-wise behind the scenes. Like, if they don't want to get working on something that might be immediately contradicted by, like, the new Alien movie or the new TV show or something.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything Predator in the works as far as we know, but...
Although sometimes we hear about things early and sometimes they just come out of nowhere and we're as surprised as everybody else. Like the Fede Alvarez Alien movie just kind of came out of nowhere.
I was just like, oh shit, they're making an Alien movie. Wow, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, oh Shazbot, they're making an Alien movie. Mother Hubbard. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I'm dead. Wow, that's the earliest I've ever gone out of that one.
Did you get knocked off at the very front of it?
Yeah,
Like
the very
at the back, I
back.
guess?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got bumped by those.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's happened to me.
I'm scaring my cat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rigby.
No, speaking of RPGs and it being Halloween, I'm like rereading the rules for the Call of Cthulhu RPG again recently.
Did Free League do that one or no?
No, that's Chaosium.
Oh,
One's
wow.
been around for a long time. Free League are, now that you mention it, are supposed to be working on a Cthulhu RPG of some sort, but I think it's been a long time since there was any sort of update on it. Yeah, Call of Cthulhu's been out for like 40
Oh man, that took
years.
out a whole bunch of
Oh,
people.
Soy always been the ones that have published that. And yeah, last Christmas I just got a ton of Call of Cthulhu like, source books and things. So I've been rereading the rules of that one again. I would totally need to reread the rules of Alien as well if we're going to play that. Because it's been a while.
Oh!
Oh no!
Oh,
Good luck, Mike.
It's all up to you.
Oh, she's got sweaty mom's spaghetti.
White Abaddon says, I feel like it would have helped if there was a book before this new trilogy which helped to gradually break people into the RPG like into Charybdis instead of you're being thrown straight in.
Oh.
Well, it makes me wonder about the encyclopedia. Like, is that going to be based on the RPG? No, actually, no. I think I did hear that's
Nice.
mostly just on the films.
It's not going to have any expanded universe content.
I did think it was cool, though, the little RPG mini scenarios at the end of Colony War and Inferno's Fall, because it was like a little RPG scenario you could play that was related to the story you just
yeah.
read, and it would have like a map of the location
Nice.
that you just
cool.
read about. So I do think that was a cool idea.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea, and I'd completely forgotten about that, to be honest. Most of what I've been thinking about these new books has been Aaron saying that he hated Colony War, and so I completely just forget that, oh yeah, that was like the first one, wasn't it, to have that mini scenario in the back.
Colony
As a way
War.
of tying...
I was just gonna say Colony War wasn't great. I don't think I hated it as much as Aaron did. Inferno's
I feel
Fall
like
I thought
I'm-
was pretty good.
I might be on the same wavelength as him, with just not being able to tolerate the ridiculous Britishness of that book. Yeah.
Well, that's when it jumped the shark for me. Was like their leader, who was very obviously based on Boris Johnson, gave this
To the left,
like.
to the left. Take a left.
Go,
Oh,
go.
that person's not on our team. I can't keep.
Oh, are we?
Wait.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think we got eliminated. Didn't we?
No.
No, we're still in.
Oh,
Are
whoops!
you
I
out?
just quit
Did
out.
you leave?
I thought we got eliminated.
Yes, you dingus. I was wondering why we dropped the person.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, I guess the streamers aren't going to be able to watch much.
Yep. White
This potential match.
White Abaddon, yeah, the Three World Empire were
might-
technically in the first Alien via their flag on Jonesy's cat box. Also, the encyclopedia synopsis mentions culture and judiciary. Potential UA stuff, too. Yeah, I know there's some stuff with the text in Aliens and the patches in Alien, but, I mean, who knows how much that's going to be integrated into things like the new movie or the new show. Like, I don't expect the show to really follow RPG stuff, or for there to be any mention of the UPP or anything like that. Like, directors just don't have the time for that stuff, I
Might need to
think.
join us, Mike. Oh, never mind.
I was just starting to run towards you guys. Yeah.
That's another thing that makes it like not like Star Wars and Marvel, is they don't have like a story group. I know they have some people they work with to try and keep things in line, but that's mainly expanded universe. With the core media, I don't think they really, because we talked to Dan Trachtenberg recently, and that podcast should be coming out next week or this week, I believe. Yeah, and he was saying he was never given like any Predator lore guide or anything like that.
Which is kind of crazy when you think, you know,
Yeah.
because this is a series. Like, even though the stories obviously are not super interconnected like Star Wars, like it's still an ongoing franchise that has like lore, you know, and and has that kind of stuff that you would want people to stick to. You wouldn't be like, all right, so you're making a Predator movie, and this Predator is going to have one eye in the middle of its head, and it's going to have tentacles, it's going to have no dreadlocks.
I think
know.
there is. I mean, there's still like approvals that have to be made with the studio as far as the franchise goes, and I think at that point they would say something.
Be like, what are you doing?
Unless it's Ridley Scott, then they're just like, do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Don't, no.
Beast is cooked. This one's going to have an eye in the middle of its head.
The space jockey you saw in the first movie, that was David the whole time.
Yeah.
No.
It's like, no, God, no.
I don't think we're ever going to see a third Alien prequel.
Oh, no. We never will.
But I will always be curious about Orgai 6.
I won't. No. I'm glad we're not getting any more. I'm like, just please no more Ridley.
You've had your shot. You had 2 shots.
Ridley's cooked.
It's like, yep. It's like, just you're always did an awesome job with Alien, Blade Runner, other films, but yeah, just no more of that. Just no more prequels.
Speaking of Blade Runner, the new series is currently in development.
Oh yes.
Oh shit! Shoot.
2099.
And so that should be interesting. I know Ridley's involved in that one a little bit.
Yeah. I wonder how much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably not a ton.
But I could probably find out.
Alright.
Yeah, I mean,
with your contacts.
how much is he connected to the new show?
That one I know he's not. He doesn't have creative control over the new Alien series. It's Noah Hawley's show.
Producer.
Yeah, he's executive producer. He's
Producing. Which
it's-
is the Hollywood term for he basically had looked at the show one time.
it's so they can put the Scott name on the show. That's really the thing.
Oh come on, dude! No.
I remember Vince McMahon had executive producer credit on The Scorpion King, The Rock's first movie. It was just because, hey, he's a wrestler, so okay.
What are you doing?
He's never played this game.
What the fuck
Go
are
down
you
the
doing?
hole. Go down the hole.
goddamn hole.
Go down the hole. At the slime
hole.
is dead. No. What are you doing? Go now. No.
Oh, they've just all gone Arnold on me now.
Qualified.
Oh, it's there. Go there.
Go down. The slime isn't gonna hurt you. Go down.
Oh, yeah. It will not charge your credit card for touching the slime. Don't be afraid of it.
White Abaddon says, however, the TV show and film pans out, it will be great to see the aliens back again. Also nice to have more alien content. Yes, I am.
Unless they stop.
Well, I am just excited because this is the first non-Ridley Scott alien thing we've had since 1997, as far as official media goes. And I wouldn't even say I wouldn't say Prometheus is Alien. I'd say it was added to the Alien franchise when they decided to move in that direction with Covenant. But they even say in the making of Prometheus, this is the same universe, but it runs parallel to Alien, and it's not about that.
It started as Alien, didn't it? It started as straight up Alien prequel, and then it just moved into what it is now.
Yeah.
So I always consider it like an Alien movie.
Well, it is now, but the original plan was for there to be a sequel to Prometheus, which still wouldn't feature the aliens. That was what they were going to do.
But I would have considered that an Alien movie too, because it's still in the Alien universe, and it's still so heavily involved with what Alien is. If it would have to have been it would have to have been a story set in the Alien universe about some guy trying to set up a radio station and get the girl that he wants or something. So completely unrelated to Alien.
I'd say it's pretty unrelated when it's the whole God question and the creator of humanity, a very different what it's going for is very different.
Still a bunch of explorers going out there and finding crazy body horror space
alien
monsters.
elements.
Oh, for sure, it has
The
alien
space
elements. Yeah.
jockey and the Juggernaut is that shit. and all that stuff.
Anyway, my point being that it'll be good to see non-Ridley Scott Alien again. I never thought I'd hear those words out of my mouth,
It's
but
weird. I know. It's like I remember the hype feeling that he was attached the first time, and then now it's like, God, get him away from it, please.
well, yeah, I remember in the Blu-ray when I read like Ridley Scott's little foreword to the anthology set, and he's like, as I gear up to do my Alien prequel, I was like, oh my God, yes, so amazing. And then Prometheus was just like, I walked into that theater like, huh, I need to see that movie again, I guess. Like, that was kind of stranger than I was expecting.
I almost took it like a quasi remake of Alien.
Yeah,
because it has
definitely
a
has
whole
that.
lot of the same stuff.
Well, so does Covenant too. Like, it's a team getting, you know, they find a signal, and then they find this ancient temple or ancient ship in Covenant's case, and then everything goes to hell. Like,
infected and stuff bursts out of them. And
all have an evil android doing stuff. Like,
yeah, it'll be very interesting to see Alien on an Earthbound setting at last as well. Like, Earth in the future.
Yeah, that's always been the weirdest thing with Blade Runner is, like, they talk so much about the off-world colonies, but we've never really seen them. And in Alien, it's the opposite. It's like, we only see the off-world colonies in space. We've never seen much of future Earth, so it will be cool to see that.
Yeah, because I've never been... I know a lot of people hate the idea of the alien being on Earth, especially prior to Alien, but it's never been something that's bothered me.
Me neither.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do.
I am too. They just need to make sure they don't mess up what we already know. That's all. That's my...
Yeah, exactly. That's my biggest concern, is I hope they just don't go like, well, we never got any kind of alien lore book, so I'm just going to say that, you know, this and this doesn't exist anymore, and all this stuff. Corporations absolutely run the world. There are no governments. There is no three-world empire. Like, you don't have to, you know, specifically reference elements, just as long as you don't contradict them. You know, they don't have to be like, oh, the UPP is a major part of this story. It's like, no, just don't say like Wayland Yutani runs the entire planet or something, like they are the government. You know, anything that's just like blatantly like, well, that is...
Well, I mean, I won't get into it too much, but with the city in the movie that you see in the concept art that we showed recently, that city is controlled by the Prodigy Corporation. But I don't know how that factors in with Earth governments and anything like that. So,
because a corporate-controlled city is totally, you know, that's
I mean, I could see like, it's like Amazon.
I mean, that's what Epcot was going to be to start with, right?
Like, Anaheim is owned by Disney. Like, that's
so
very much a true fact that people know about too.
Man, we have a bad teammate here.
We really do. We are getting by the skin of our teeth here. Thankfully, none of us are screwing up, because if we were getting less points, we would have been knocked out a long time ago by now. But yeah, you know, just as long as they don't say like, you know, just Wayland Yutani runs everything, or corporations run everything. Like, totally cool if they say, hey, everyone kind of accepts that they run everything, but there are still governments that officially run everything, you know?
Yeah, because that's even in the movie Aliens, like ICC quarantine and stuff. Like, the company's worried about the government finding out what they do.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Like,
there you go, dude.
Burke is specifically trying to smuggle them back because there is a government faction outside of, you know, Wayland Yutani's control. So things like that, if they said that in the movie, it's like, well, hang on, now that's like a massive, you know, plot hole with aliens, because they bring Ripley along because they don't know anything about the alien, and they want like an advisor. You know, if it was like Wayland Yutani owned everything, they would own the military, and like Ripley says, you know, this is under military jurisdiction, like this operation's under military jurisdiction. Hicks is next in chain of command. If Wayland Yutani ran everything, ran the government, you know, they run the military, they could just, like, none of that movie would make sense.
That's a weird question about aliens, too. It's like, why would they want her as an advisor if they knew about the alien? Unless they had somehow lost knowledge about the alien from between the time of Alien and Aliens.
Yeah, which is another thing why I feel like making it a prequel is just kind of stupid. Like I feel like they
Yeah.
should just set this after Alien 3.
That's
and
where you
there's
can get
no-
it to be messy. That's where my thing is.
Because,
Don't
yeah.
mess with that.
But I mean, that doesn't make sense on account of Aliens. Because if the company knew about the alien in Alien, like, they knew about it enough to say
They did, but,
the
like, it
crew's
seems like
expendable and get this creature.
with Aliens, it always felt to me like this was more Burke going off on his own rather than the company kind
And
of
then
doing
trying
it.
to
Because,
get like a
Right, but I'm saying that
because
kind
of
of
the-
contradicts the first movie with the Special Order, because the company did have knowledge, unless the company somehow lost that knowledge between the time of Alien and Aliens.
I mean, I think it's like Burke is also hedging his bets because, like, he says to Ripley, like, it could just be a down transmitter. You know, we don't know. But if it's not, I want you there as an advisor because he still personally doesn't know. At least I never got the impression that he personally had like knowledge of what the alien was or anything.
Right,
So
no.
he kind of wanted someone there that did,
For sure.
and to say like, oh yeah, okay, they do this, and if this is happening, that's because of this.
Yeah, and that makes sense because he thought Ripley would be smarter than this, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So
You know, it's like, oh, you'll be chill with this. Don't worry.
but it does, because I always thought like Van Leeuwen in the hearings was with Weyland-Yutani, but he's not. He's actually a government figure,
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, so you do have to wonder, like, regardless of what Burke did or did not know, the company probably knew about the alien at that point.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, like you said, with the Special Order in the original film, like I've always imagined, like most people, I think that the company knew about the alien in some form. Like they'd had some kind of interaction with it or knowledge of it before the events
No,
of the first film.
no. Uh-oh.
Just tell.
Uh-oh.
No.
Is there any way I can get across at this point?
No.
Can I use this hammer?
Try.
Stay alive, Kayla.
Yeah.
Alright. Nice.
Mike DeLeonardo Jr. says we need a map on hunting grounds where we are dropped out of the sky Predator style. Yes, we did a video in 2021, I believe, of everything we'd like to see in hunting grounds at the time, and that was one of our main things, was Preserve Planet. That would have been so cool, and
Yeah.
again, it keeps coming back to that word. That's unfortunate, or that's a shame, that they just didn't exploit all the potential that game had.
That would have been so cool.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes, because you could just have different objectives on that one. If they did a game Preserve Planet, you wouldn't have like Zeus telling you to go and murder someone's brother and then take pictures of them. But you could
Yeah,
do
it would have had to have been its own game mode, like a little mini battle royale, I think, or
Yeah.
something, where you're just
Yeah,
all dropped
like,
on the planet and you have to get to the extraction, and there's 3 Predator characters working to prevent you from getting to the extraction or whatever.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
Or maybe you even have to save like a Predator that's strung up, and he activates
Yeah.
the ship, and the ship randomly spawns in a certain location when it decloaks. Like, that would have been so cool.
Find you, whoever that is that's got
Yeah.
the blue.
I'm infected! Oh,
were
you
just
have to
paying
grab
attention.
someone.
Yeah, can you grab the blue guys?
Okay, I got him!
Grab them bloozers. Or, like Friday the 13th style, where you're going around trying to find, like, engine parts around the map for a Predator ship.
Got him. We could win this, guys.
2 more.
We could win
Oh
this.
no! I see one of the blue ones. He's on the opposite side. I'm heading for him now.
Got one? Yeah,
Yes,
nice.
got the other. Oh, yes.
White Abaddon says it is probably down to Burke wanting someone to guide him so that he made it back home alive. Yeah, that could be it too.
Because he's like the only company guy, and the Marines don't know what he's up to, so he's like, yeah, how about we just smuggle some of these back, eh, Ripley?
Well, it seems to be a theme of Weyland-Yutani where you have these like corporate executives that are not too high up on the ladder yet, but they have ambition and they want to climb. It's the same thing in Alien Isolation with what's the female character's name? Who's the corporate executive? Taylor. Like, because she's interested in securing the alien, but she doesn't know much about it. but it's clear that the company does in that game as well, because they've locked down the whole station for that reason.
Yeah.
And she knows nothing about that, but she's trying to secure it to gain a higher position in the company, which is the same thing with Burke, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And then, you know, there's always that long-standing question of, like, how much did the company know ahead of time? Because the way
Yeah.
Ash talks about it, he talks about it like he knows what it is, you know, not just, oh, this is a standing order for any random message that you might get out in space. You know, they're like, no, we want this. Like, crew is expendable, that's how much we want this. And he's like, oh, you don't understand what you're dealing with, you know, it has no conscience, all that whole, you know, it's like, okay, so yeah, he knows. They've encountered it in some form.
Talking about
Yeah.
And back when AVP was made, they mentioned that. They were like, oh, they knew about the aliens, so they must have known about it from somewhere. And even though that film is kind of disregarded as alien canon now, thanks to the prequels, that idea was in place that the company... It was already explored that the company knew about these aliens from somewhere.
Yes.
the Spock needs to go.
Did he
Start
grab
doing-
you?
You might
No,
want to
this
start
is the
doing
last-
the jumping between things
Yeah.
as well now. Stop using them up too much. Because yeah, it's just the spot guy. Well, if one of you grabs him and just takes him down with you, we'll win.
I could do that. I'll get him.
Because it's both of you guys.
I'm
Stay,
having some hard camera troubles here. I'm going to go after him.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Alright,
Stay alive.
Stay alive now. Use everyone you can.
He's gonna run out. You're good. You're good.
Oh,
No, they're coming back.
no, they're coming back over there. You're gonna have to go over there and stop them. Oh shit!
Alien versus Spock.
Alien versus Star Trek. It's the cancelled crossover. No.
Yeah, that actually was gonna be a thing, right?
Yeah, it was. Comic.
I mean, the camera is not working out on you.
Yeah, this one's it's hard to see.
The wall is not helping.
Ah, they're all coming back. Yeah, cut some
him
of
off,
those
cut
off
him
for
off.
him. Cut him off. Yep, you're gonna have to cut him off. Nice. He's coming in on the other side, I think. Yeah, he's on the opposite side of you now.
Come on. Shouldn't this be like closing in more?
Oh, this
Oh,
is
I
as far as it goes.
No!
No!
Up the wrong way.
Man.
He lived long and prospered.
They should have stopped coming back, though. Like, that was a little silly.
Yeah, I was honestly surprised by how quickly they started coming back.
Damn you, Spock!
God!
That's what I just did. Joe, that Apex game right
We going all aliens.
Oh, alien. Oh, yeah.
Mike DeLeonardo Jr. says, if you guys have any interest in American Mafia, we started a YouTube channel recently. No excuses. Michael D. Leonardo. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Because, you know, it'd be a shame if something would have happened to this YouTube channel if you didn't. You know what I'm saying?
If you know what's good for you, maybe
Yeah.
you come take a look, eh?
But yeah, like we were kind of saying earlier, it's pretty much the main reason that I just feel like if it does end up being a prequel, like the most recent comments from a few months ago seem to indicate with the Alien show, that would just muddy more waters than they needed to.
Yeah.
Just set it after Alien 3. And
Don't make it so complicated.
yeah, like there's no, you set it after Alien 3, a lot of those issues like don't even come up anymore. Whereas you make it a prequel and suddenly a lot of them, suddenly things are like, oh okay, but this contradicts a couple of the movies.
Well, there was one point where it was set after Alien 3. More recently, it's not.
Exactly.
It's after Prometheus, before Covenant.
I'm hoping that stuff is still in flux.
Oh my gosh.
It very much could be, because I don't see it being a problem for them to change the time period.
Yeah. It'd be like the Doom movie that wasn't even originally set on Mars, and then everybody heard that it wasn't going to be set on Mars and was like, "It's this bullshit," and so they added a bunch of Mars.
He looks out the window, and it's Mars.
Yeah, and it's Mars. Yeah. That's why nobody in the movie ever says Mars or ever says they're on Mars. It's only like a couple of establishing shots that just say Aldevai, Mars. Aldevai was going to be the name of a completely different planet. That's why everyone in the movie keeps saying it. They're like, whatever, we'll do an establishing shot that says they're on Mars. That'll make the fans happy.
I did like that movie, though, as silly as it is. Like, those Stan Winston monsters and the FPS sequence was just so cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And the movie's just like, if you're gonna drink with friends and watch a movie, like, it's a really good one for that. Like, it's just action cheese. It's a terrible movie, but
Kind of a cheesy early 2000s action movie. I liked it. And it showed that The Rock can play a good
bad guy. Yeah. That's like one of the only times he's ever played a bad guy outside of like Scorpion King. And even that, they made him a good guy right after. And
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's only really a bad guy in The Mummy Returns, where he's in for about 5 minutes.
White Abaddon says it's better than the second Doom film, at least. Yeah, I couldn't get through that one.
I saw that. The funny thing is, it felt like they saved their entire budget for the last 5 or 10 minutes of that movie.
Yeah.
Because the last 5 or 10 minutes of that movie, it's like, oh, this kind of looks like Doom suddenly. But it's right at the very end.
What is that one called again?
A Doom Annihilation.
That's right. Yeah, I was watching it with a friend, and my friend's just like, can we watch something else? I love the first Doom movie, but I can't do this. And I was like, okay, we can watch something else.
I barely remember anything about that movie except that the ending actually looked like it had a budget, and when the rest of the movie didn't. But yeah, it's definitely better than the second Doom movie. For sure.
And it wasn't even really the same continuity, was it? Because this one had like the actual hell and everything.
Yeah, I think the second movie was more like you said. It was like hell is another dimension kind of thing, whereas the Rock one was.
It was like a viral thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a viral thing that was mutating people, and they were like genetically predisposed to be like evil and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's my swearing.
Fudge.
Oh, fudge.
Christmas Story, anybody?
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Which movie?
I watch it.
Christmas Story.
I watch it every Christmas.
The only thing I remember about it is that you'll shoot your eye out.
Yeah, I mean, that's iconic. He goes, oh, fudge, when he's switching his dad's tire with him. He says, fudge. And then later he has to put the soap in his mouth. And he's like, where did you hear this from? And he blames his friend, so his mom calls his friend's mom. And you hear his friend's mom on the phone just beating the kid. He's like, what? What's going on? What?
You're just like, Mom, you son of a bitch! Why did you potty mouth? And he's like, Mom, what? Why? Why? He has no idea why he's getting beaten. He's actually heard all these swear words from his dad. And he's blaming his friend. Oh God, it kills me. That scene just puts me into tears every single time. Oh man.
White Abaddon says, why is it so hard to make a Doom film with literal demons on Mars or Phobos? So far, it's been mutated ancient humans and aliens trapped in a place like hell. Yeah, it's one of those things like Resident Evil where you're just like, this should be so easy to adapt into live action, but they just cannot get it right.
They just overthink it, I think, is part of it. In the case of Resident Evil and especially Doom, they just try and they're like, oh, okay, well we gotta give it more depth than that. You're like, do you know? Do you?
Yeah, it's like they had that live action commercial for Doom 2016, and everyone was like, oh man, this is what we would want. Like, this is incredible.
And and I get it. Like, okay, if you were like fully, fully true to like the Doom canon, right? You would have Doom guy hardly saying anything at all. Give him someone, you'd have other characters in there, and they could do the heavy lifting dialogue-wise, and then just have Doom guy just goes in there and just friggin' murders everybody.
Doom guy goes in and Doom guys.
Yeah, exactly.
White Abaddon says, oh, Resident Evil, how they have wronged you. It's painful how inept they are at adapting it. I will say the best live-action adaptation is still the original Paul Anderson movie. That one was at least pretty good.
I will agree with that, yeah.
And
that was actually a decent, again, kind of, was it early 2000s or was it late 90s?
Yeah, that was 2002, I think. And then Apocalypse was 2004. And that was, it started to get silly, but at least it was still trying to be somewhat with the games. But the first one was actually a well-done movie. It's kind of like Event Horizon, where just one of those few good movies that Paul Anderson actually made.
Yeah, and Mortal Kombat, don't forget that.
And AVP.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, Mortal Kombat was another one of his good ones.
Yeah, that was, the first Resident Evil, like I said, was decent. I like that one. I think that's the only one, that's the only one I got on DVD. Although I've seen all of them.
I do like the CG movies, because those are in the game canon, and they're at least fun.
Yeah, they're fun.
Monster Hunter movie.
I still haven't seen that. I need to watch that one.
The CG Monster Hunter movie was actually kind of decent.
Oh, yeah, I never got it.
Yeah, that one had more monsters in it than I was expecting as well, so that was like cool to see.
But Welcome to Raccoon City was just so bad. I mean, for me it was the worst live-action Resident Evil. I've been thinking about watching it and giving it another chance, but I was like, this is even worse than the final chapter of the Anderson ones. And then I watched the Netflix one, and although stylistically it was pretty cool and it had good cinematography and it had some neat moments, at least it had monsters. The plot was just so off the wall. Like, just like, have you ever played the games? Like, you're thinking
exactly. And
the director's like, oh it all takes place, like all the games take place in this universe, so like Wesker died in a volcano. I'm like, yeah, but there's like dozens of other things that just do not make sense within the universe of the games.
It's like, okay, but that was because, like, the BSAA was formed in response to Raccoon City getting publicly nuked and Umbrella Corporation, just not being a thing anymore, and so that would mean that this and this and blah blah blah. Yeah, it's like, oh god, it was like tangentially related to Resident Evil, and that there was an evil corporation doing like zombie experiments, and that was kind of it.
White Abaddon also says, and thank you for engaging in the chat so much today. We don't have as many viewers as we normally do. Also, I had a thought, what's the likelihood of there being a video about Outland, the quote-unquote secret alien film? Could make for an interesting video. Sean Connery's character in Outland was, in a way, a colonial marshal before they were introduced in Isolation. Also, some of the costumes are from Aliens. I know it's bad, but I still haven't seen that movie. I need to watch that movie.
I've also still not seen it.
But that's what I hear. Like, it could easily work as an alien film.
But there are references to it in the RPG. one or two.
Really?
Yeah, there's a mention of like 0G prison cells or something, which is apparently a thing in that movie. Someone who's actually seen it pointed that out. I remember.
It's gonna be further on the left there. Keep going up and look to the left, I think.
Apparently, that is an Outland reference. So they don't. I don't think it explicitly says that Outland is part of the universe, but it certainly. Certainly implies it.
Who made this movie? I don't think I've heard of it.
Almost there. Almost there.
I'm not sure.
You might need to join us now, Mike. It might be good to just have an extra person there. Yeah, I can't remember who directed it. I say it's not one that I've seen, but always heard that it was like essentially an in-universe alien movie. Oh,
Go, 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 go.
Get it, get it,
Oh,
get
you
it, get it,
fuckers.
get it.
yes! Did I get it? Yes! Got it!
Woo!
Oh my god!
Or
look
woo,
what
woo, woo, woo.
this guy is. He's gotta be pissed! Hell yeah!
Very nice.
Triple alien gang for the win.
Joe says, I love Outland. Yeah, I need to watch it. It's been on the list for a long time. That and Silent Running. It looks like another really cool retro sci-fi movie.
Yeah, another one I've not seen but always thought looked really cool from the visual standpoint.
White about it, and I think Sizzy's referring to Resident Evil still. But that is bad. Not Outland, because I don't think she's seen that either. Both Outland and Soldier are interesting to me due to their nature as secret sequels. Yeah, Blade Runner was... Yeah, it was pretty much an unofficial... or Soldier was an unofficial Blade Runner sequel, because, like, they mentioned some of the locations in the opening battles that Batty was talking about. I haven't seen that movie in a long time either. Another Paul W.S. Anderson movie.
Yeah, another Paul Anderson one. Yeah, I'd completely forgotten about that. There's apparently a Blade Runner spinner somewhere in one of the big, like, rubbish piles in the background at some point in the movie. Yeah, that was one I liked a lot back in the day when I saw it, but yeah, haven't seen that in a long time. They're soldiers, sir. Soldiers deserve soldiers. Gonna kill them all, sir. Yeah.
Definitely not to the same quality as Blade Runner.
No.
But it was a fun movie. I remember enjoying it.
I'm always down for any kind of Kurt Russell action movies. It's going to be cool to see him in the Godzilla show when that eventually comes out.
Yeah, him and his son playing the same character.
Yeah.
And speaking of White Abaddon says, Soldier is railed by critics, but I unironically think it's amazing. Me and my dad were shocked to see it was poorly received.
Yeah, I liked it.
I liked it too. I remember enjoying it. But it does feel like a Paul Anderson movie. For better and for worse. Mostly for worse. But like I still personally enjoyed it, but I could understand why it wasn't received very well. But I need to watch it again because it's been a long time. I haven't seen it in probably over a decade. So
it's not been on over here in a long time. Like I remember a while back I was even trying to search out like clips of it on YouTube because I just randomly remembered.
Really
it existed, and there's not even that many.
Really cool cover art. I remember like seeing the cover art at Blockbuster when I was young. That's what sold me on watching the movie.
Yeah, I don't remember what the cover art was.
I think it was just him on the planet standing and looking up at the sky, and there was like a ship or something.
They've changed the height of these jumps, or the height that you can go from getting one of these like zero gravity or low gravity jumps, because I'm not getting jumps that I used to be able to a few days ago.
White Abaddon also says, nice to see Blade Runner 2049 reference Soldier with those garbage ships. Was it ever said that that was an intentional reference? Because I know they are similar. You do have the garbage ships in Soldier, and you also have them on the outskirts of San Diego, I believe, in 2049.
No.
And they do look kind of similar, so it wouldn't surprise me if that was an intentional reference. I've just never heard that. Whoa.
Around.
So it would be very coincidental if it wasn't planned. Yeah, I'll have to look at pictures of the two ships side by side. Speaking of Blade Runner, that's another interesting franchise, like a smaller franchise than Alien, but one they are more recently trying to expand a bit. Even though Blade Runner 2049 didn't do as well in theaters as they would have hoped, it was still very well received, and I think it did really well with Blu-ray sales on that one. So you had the recent anime Black Lotus, which I really enjoyed. There's been some comics recently for Blade Runner. You have an RPG coming from, and that'll be interesting to see the RPG from Free League, given how they've handled Alien. Also, I think that'll put to bed anyone who's like, they're the same universe as Alien. I'm like, look at the Free League RPG when that comes out, and you'll see how different the lore actually is.
Yeah.
But I'll probably get that RPG, just because I think the Blade Runner universe is really cool, and I'm looking forward to the new Amazon series.
I've already got more RPGs than I'll probably ever actually play, so I probably won't end up playing it, but it does look cool. I think they'll do a really good job with it, based on how well they handle Alien as an RPG. The artwork definitely looks cool from what little they've already shown off.
Yeah, I think it's the same artist that they've had on the
Yeah,
RPG. You know.
which definitely makes sense, because he or she, they, whoever, have a really good kind of like quasi-realistic style that suits both the Alien and Blade Runner universes.
I still need to get the most recent expansion. I haven't got it yet.
Oh yeah, that arrived for me, I think, last week or the week before. So yeah, it's out in physical form now as well as the PDF. Yeah, fingers crossed we can play it one day.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we'll play it again.
Help us, Chevy 1 GM. You're our only hope. Yeah, and then interesting to, I guess, see whatever they've got planned next for it, because haven't really heard anything else officially for a while, though. Heard that, and I think the I think the colonist source book was meant to be next, Building Better Worlds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe that's correct.
From previous streams, that sounded like that was the furthest one along. So that will potentially come out next year, I guess.
Mike DeLeonardo Jr. asks, where are we leaning with the new Alien movie? I'm encouraged. I think Fede Alvarez is a director whose style will be very good for Alien. I just watched the Evil Dead remake again recently. I think it's a really well done film. I know it's mixed with some, but I quite enjoyed it. Especially the unrated cut. I thought it helped a little bit. I still haven't seen Don't Breathe, which is I think people say like that's better than Evil Dead Remake, right? Like that's his most solid
Yeah,
horror
it's been
movie.
well received.
And I also haven't seen his Dragon Tattoo movie, which I love the Fincher one, and I know this one kind of was another soft reboot that jumped ahead to the more recent book. So it wasn't like the New Me films where it was like one book then the next. This one jumped ahead to the more recent book, which is a shame because I loved Fincher's Dragon Tattoo movie and I would have liked to have seen that continue. And I think he was planning on making sequels too. It just didn't do as well as they would have hoped.
So yeah.
That one got pretty mixed reviews. The Girl in the Spider's Web, so Fede Alvarez's one, but I still want to see it. There's a lot of movies I really love that don't have great reviews, so it's not.
Yeah, I'm cautious. I'm cautiously optimistic about the Fede Alvarez Alien movie. Sure. You know, I'll always be cautiously optimistic about stuff until there's a reason not to be. You know, I've not seen any of his movies, so I can't be like, oh yeah, he's my favorite director, or oh I hate his directing style, so I'm not looking forward to it or anything. Like I'm just like, hey, there's a new Alien movie coming. We know barely anything about it, so yeah, fingers crossed it'll be good.
Oh.
I feel like it will not have any connection with the TV show.
Yeah, I don't think it will.
Thing.
I think it'll be something like the 40th anniversary shorts, where it just feels very standalone, except a full movie. You know.
And I think it was like you said one time, where like it could even, depending on how the TV show is received, it could almost act like a palate cleanser. You know, like it's like, oh hey, if you didn't like what they're doing with the show, here's a classic traditional Alien movie.
I think that's exactly what it's going to be. I think just like Prey, the Fede Alvarez movie is going to be the back to basics Alien film, whereas the this show will be a bit more experimental, which is what Noah Hawley typically does anyway.
Yeah. Because yes, we already know there's going to be a lot of not specifically alien-related stuff in the show. Whereas,
but it does have aliens.
Yeah, it has aliens.
It does have the xenomorph is going to be prominently in it. So
yeah, he's going to be there.
Or a big focus of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, like the just the Fede Alvarez movie, I could totally see just being like, hey, it's a bunch of miners on some moon somewhere, and they dig up an egg, right? And they don't even know what the hell it is. Like very much, they say back to basics. They have no knowledge of what this creature is, if it's like just going to be the one, and they're just fighting to survive against it. Like that's what I would imagine this one's going to be. Just that back to basics kind of vibe. There's a blue tofu guy down here trying to get me, and he's just not. It's like, dude, you need to make a move one way or another, because I'm safe up here, and you are not coming to get me. He's just standing down the bottom, like trying to come up. Like, oh, screw it, man. Let's get out of here. So long, random blue guy. Uh-oh, yeah. Bro. Are any of you guys infected?
I am not. We can't afford any more, though. Ah! And I just got infected after saying that.
Uh-oh. There's a couple of guys on the fan back here with me. A couple of blue guys that could be being infected.
Okay, I will go after him. Got one.
Nice.
Can I grab him in the air?
I don't know.
no. Oh man, damn.
Oh, how did you not get that guy? Random dude. Oh shit, I'm the last one alive and I'm about to get grabbed.
Don't get grabbed.
How did I not get that guy?
God. Oh god.
And I cannot catch this little sushi guy. He's a slippery one.
I'm about to get grabbed. Yeah.
Dang.
Mike DeLeonardo
Lasted
Jr.
for way
says,
longer than I
appreciate
thought.
you guys taking the time to reply. Yeah, of course.
We appreciate you being here and talking to us.
Yes, thank you for joining us on the stream.
We
We need people.
Hanging out playing Fall Guys. We just need to get our normal.
It's mostly us on the stream. I think you're probably the only one watching that's not us at the moment, actually.
You gotta figure, yeah, like Aaron pointed out last week, 3 of these people watching the stream are probably us, so...
Oh, Sizzy as well. Sizzy's on here. Oh, White Abaddon's still here too. Okay, okay, good. We got a few.
Yeah.
We got a few.
Apparently Fall Guys does not capture the alien
Appreciate-
Predator player's imagination as much as other things.
Yeah, I guess
Like
not.
Crossover.
But yes, appreciate you being here as well, White Abaddon.
Oh, it looks like the lobby
Oh,
exploded.
yes. So we will do one more for y'all. Then we shall probably call it. But yeah,
Switch the stream over to Apex Legends, because that has...
see, Aaron's a little hypocritical on this because he's like, you can't do Apex Legends because it's not official. But then he wants me to stream Scorn, and I'm like, but that's not official.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. That's
I-
less
wait,
Alien and
that's
Predator
less.
than Apex
Yeah,
Legends
no. You
is.
should be able to play Apex then, because there's literally a Predator character. It
Yeah.
looks just like.
Yeah.
I shall have mad talk with him.
Well, the event will be over by then.
Well, it's...
Well, we'll still have the
skins
outfits
will,
and stuff.
The skins will still be there, yeah. It's
Oh,
the
are you
event.
guys not here?
Yeah, we're not.
The party got booted.
Okay,
Take
we
a blue,
we
yeah.
do one more. One more for good measure. Maybe we can get one more win in.
Hell yeah. Make it a triple.
Mike DeLeonardo Jr. asks, how are we feeling about the upcoming Alien game? Well, which one? Because there are a couple. There's the Untitled Aliens game by Servius, which is being described as a VR horror game, but there's a question. I think it's supposed to be VR as an option, and it's not just in VR. And then there's the XCOM similar Dark Descent, which I'm quite excited for. Not typically the kind of game I usually play, but I mean, sometimes all it takes is an interest in something to bring me into those games. Like I was never into park builders until Jurassic World Evolution, and I played the hell out of that one. So
Yeah, I mean, a franchise, like, you know, adding a franchise that you like to something can do wonders for getting you to check something out that you otherwise might not have.
yeah, and that's
Probably
the
why
thing.
We're seeing a lot of these crossovers now.
Yeah.
It's collaboration.
And that's the thing, White Abaddon. He says, I'm just hoping the VR game isn't going to be a 5-minute experience. Yeah, that would be pretty silly for them to announce it this far in advance if it was just something like that. And given their track record, I don't think it would be that. Their track record, they did a Walking Dead one, which kind of got mixed reception. But I feel like this could be a bigger one to kind of promote the launch of PSVR 2. That's what I'm hoping for. And that comes out next year, right? PSVR 2?
I'm not sure. I assume so, because they've been kind of showing off enough stuff about it that the release can't be super far out.
I would be surprised, actually, Mike, but I would love that. That would be a good surprise.
What's that?
He says, don't be surprised if we get a new AVP, especially. Yeah, we know the Rebellion guys would love to do one, but there haven't been any plans for that, unfortunately. It is definitely time for another new AVP. It's been almost 13 years since the 2010 one, so it is definitely time.
Damn right, it's definitely time.
I mean, we had AVP
crazy
Evolution
how-
for mobile in 2012, so 10 years since the last AVP game.
But 12 since the last real.
Evolution was pretty good. I liked Evolution.
Oh yeah, I'm just have a bias against phone games.
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, no, in my case,
Oh.
I actually don't.
What are you doing without a phone, man?
You gotta get phones.
How do you survive?
It's where all the internet is these days. But yeah, I think the idea of having it be, you know, a game where VR is optional is definitely the right choice, because you look at your Resident Evil 7 and 8, those were games that you could enjoy whether you had VR or not.
Well, not yet. You can't with 8,
You know,
but you will
oh,
be
yeah,
able to.
with Village, but you'll be able to soon, yeah. And that was absolutely the way to do that, because I think the problem with some VR games is they're made specifically for VR, and they do end
Yeah.
up just being those like 5-minute, like, okay, that was really cool and really immersive, but I'm never going to play that again. Kind of thing.
Well, Isolation had a planned VR version. Like, they discovered that in, I think it was like the NVIDIA streaming device. What was that called? Like, I think they found a bunch of like work in progress titles and stuff, and some that were just canceled. And one of them was Alien Isolation VR. And there was VR functionality within the game, and that's where the mod
Yeah.
comes from, is tapping into that VR functionality that was already there. And it works really well. Like, I've played Isolation in VR using that mod by Nibre, and it's so good. Like, so yeah, there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah, Isolation would have been epic in VR for sure.
Yeah. Get you scared when I was
Mike DeLeonardo Jr. says, if a new Alien movie or series does well, like Prey, and also they could use the Predator mechanics from Hunting Grounds, that would be interesting. I mean, for me, AVP is kind of a first-person franchise, just because that's been the standard all the way since... Well, no, I guess you've had others like Extinction and Evolution, but when you think about the bigger releases, like since the Jaguar one, then you had the 99 one, AVP2 from Monolith, and then the 2010 one from Rebellion. Like, those are all FPS type games. I mean, less so FPS with Alien and Predator because they operate a little differently, but that's what I think would sell well, just because there's the nostalgia factor there. But I do agree that the Predator movement could be a little fine-tuned. I didn't have too much of a problem with the focus jumping from 2010, but it was a little clunky. So I do feel like they could enhance the Predator movement a bit, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think, you know, I thought that the movement from Hunting Grounds was a good evolution of what they did with the focus jumping in AVP 2010, and so I would hope that a new one would either have something equivalent to that, or, you know, take it that next step so that it was even better, like ironed out some of the kinks that
That's right, because
Hunting Grounds.
Hunting Grounds did have a focus jump. It just combined it with the Pred Core system. So if you could like fine tune those a little bit more and somehow do it in first person, like look at a game like Mirror's Edge, right? Like that game pretty much invented first person parkour. You could totally do something like that. Titanfall as well continued that,
Yeah, Titanfall was really fun with that.
So yeah, you could totally do that. You're getting a bit quiet there, Mike.
Am I good now?
Yeah, that's a little better.
Yeah.
White Abaddon says, hopefully the quality of the game will be more like the first two AVP games and not like 2010. Personally, the third game was a big step back. I know it was divisive, but I love AVP 2010. I have so many good multiplayer memories with that one. Yeah, Sega kind of underfunded it, and it could have been a bit more fleshed out. There's things it could have done better, like with Survivor, not having your teammates be able to respawn. There could have been more customization options. There was more DLC planned that never came out, but I still love the hell out of 2010. I love the campaign.
Yeah, I would hope that any new one would, you know, look at what Hunting Grounds especially has done well. Hunting Grounds and Fireteam Elite, I guess, because those are the latest Alien and Predator games in terms of like the customization, and give us something, you know, along those lines or more, right? Because I've always really liked the customization in Hunting Grounds in terms of, you know, kind of create your own Predator, and Fireteam Elite has been really good as well. Like,
and
sure, there's room for improvement, but it's kind of some of the best character customization we've had in Alien games.
And Colonial Marines did kind of start that too.
Yeah,
Mike DeLeonardo Jr. says, Bug Hunt in Colonial Marines holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
I really liked that as well, but it also had its issues. I feel like there was too much of a difficulty to unlock certain parts of the map. Like the cost of everything was way too high.
Yeah.
But Bug Hunt and Survivor from AVP 2010 had a lot of solid ideas that they just didn't quite flesh out enough. But yeah, the customization with the Marines we started to see in Colonial Marines, and then we saw it a lot more in Fireteam Elite. And on the Predator side of things, the customization is awesome with Hunting Grounds. With you see everyone creating their own, you know, my OC Predators and stuff. Like, imagine that, but with an AVP, PvP multiplayer game. Like, how cool would that be? And even the aliens, like, you could customize them a bit in Colonial Marines. That one would be a bit more tricky. But, I mean, maybe not. Maybe just let everyone do, like, crazy Kenner aliens. You have, like, blue and green aliens and stuff. And no.
And, oh, God, I saw that. No, I happened to make it! No! Damn it. Same exact thing. Good luck, Mike.
Frank.
So, yeah, like that, you know, alien customization, because, yeah, the different heads, the different colors, and, like you say, different parts of the body, maybe, like, you know, the back tubes, no back tubes, spiky tail, no spiky tail, like, there's stuff that you could do, I think. Maybe not as much as Predator, but you could.
To a certain extent, yeah.
Yeah. I think to an extent that would, you know, make people happy. And, yeah, hopefully, I would also hope that the multiplayer would be something would be appropriate for Alien, you know, and Predator. It's like I've said before a little bit of this, but just, you know, most of the AVP, like AVP 1 and 2 kind of multiplayer, they were pretty much like team deathmatch, you know, arena shooters, because that was the style at the time. Hunting Grounds was something where I'm really glad that game is not just like team deathmatch with a Predator franchise like slapped on it. You know, it actually feels like the game is designed around like what Predator is. And so I'd hope that they would do something, you know, similar with an AVP, a new AVP multiplayer, where it feels like, okay, this feels like Alien and Predator. You know, it's like tense, scary, and you're not just, you know, you could have those modes in there, but not necessarily just running around and blasting people. Because, like you said, Colonial Marines had some good ideas, like the Bug Hunt. That was really cool. That felt like an Aliens kind of appropriate mode. So just more stuff like that feels AVP. And, you know, that could be really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Wait, Abaddon says, just wish I could actually get the multiplayer for 2010 working. Currently, I'm stuck as the host of a group I can disband and browse servers and actually play multiplayer. Are you playing on the Xbox version of the game? Because I know that had the backwards compatibility added, or the PC. Because the only place I can find multiplayer matches is dedicated servers on PC. Yeah, I can't help you much with hosting. I'm not too sure about that myself, but I know one of the servers usually has some players on it. It's kind of like
ice cream.
Finish.
The sumbitch ice cream got Mike. God damn it! Now we're out. We're all out.
Oh, he grabbed you, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we can do one more. That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Aaron's no longer here. So.
He can't tell us to stop.
He can't tell us to go to bed.
You guys streamed for 4 hours?
Yeah.
What do you care?
I only probably have one more.
Yeah. No, we'll just do one more. We'll just do one more.
Unpacking and packing for my New York trip tomorrow. So.
Well, we could do a short one. Let's just do Survival of the Fittest. So that's just the avoiding the the things that knock you off. So it will be a shorter than usual one. You could even throw neomorphs into the new AVP, Mike says. I like keeping the prequel stuff out of it myself, but that's just me.
I feel like that it would almost inevitably have prequel stuff in it. Just
I
because
feel like
that's
you can
never
make it
been the
work.
thing. Yeah, I mean, you could totally make it work. Like even if it was just having.
be
Like,
alternate
hey,
games.
But it's like Isolation came out
yeah.
after Prometheus, and like, yeah, it had one or two teeny tiny
that was-
nods, but it was very much like,
It was very specifically like we're only doing the original film with one or two things taken from later films like Ellen, like Amanda Ripley.
yeah. And it would be hard too because it's already been established that the xenomorphs and the neomorphs are enemies, and the AVP games have always relied on that, like the three
It could be a
factions,
separate
right?
anime class.
Yeah.
It could be a separate anime.
Yeah, I guess it could. I mean, like with AVP 2, we had the corporates.
The Iron Bears.
Yeah, so you had two human factions. I guess you could have a neomorph faction, and you could have a xenomorph faction. Oh, this is not going well. Oh, what is...
Two factions. You can do that like with the humans. Have two different human factions. Oh, jeez. And then maybe
I saw you go off there.
Super Predator and regular Predator.
That's true. Yeah, you could have two of each factions. Oh, okay, we survived there. You could have the humans and the corporates. You could have the predators and the super predators, and you could have the xenomorphs and the neomorphs.
That would be super cool. Hell, I mean, it would make it would still make sense to do the crossover storylines, but you could maybe have more separate storylines then, where those individual species are fighting against the enemies, in their own little storylines.
Yeah.
Those specific enemies.
Mike DeLeonardo Jr. says, I also learned from your podcast that Fassbender was approached to play Royce. What a missed opportunity. Was that the one we did with Nimrod Antal? I personally thought Adrian Brody killed it in that role, but yeah, that would have been really interesting to see Michael Fassbender because he's just so associated with David.
Yeah. And that would imagine all the fan theories that would have led to.
God.
Like, was Royce actually an android, or was Royce the inspiration for the David android?
Mike DeLeonardo Jr. says, no, I believe it was the writer. That's right, we did interview that writer. I'm blanking on his name, though. But I really liked his idea for a second Predators movie. I was a bit bummed if that never got a sequel. And it's interesting, like, Alien is really the only franchise that has had... well, no. I was going to say... a movie that feels like a direct sequel to the one before it. Because even Alien 3 felt so different than Aliens. The only one that felt like a direct continuation was really Covenant to Prometheus, or Prometheus to Covenant. And with Predator, each...
Predator 2.
Predator 2 also felt a bit disconnected. Like, it was quite a few years later in a very dystopian LA, and it was more of a cop movie. Like,
Got the same vibe, though.
to an extent, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong with my assessment here, but like what I mean is there's never been continuing with the same cast of characters. I guess like we got with, well, yeah, because other than Ripley, but I don't know. Never mind. My point is bad.
You still drunk.
What I mean is like with Predator, we've never had a direct sequel. Like we have with Alien. And we almost got it with Predators. They were planning on another one, and Shane Black's movie was very much made with the intention of making another one, and then it didn't do well.
Yeah, that's why I never put too much stock into pre-release comments from like producers and directors and stuff about like, oh, we've got more in mind. Should this one do well? And like, yep, you said that with Predators, and you said it with The Predator. And certainly Predators did well enough, but they decided that it didn't do well enough. So we never ended up seeing it. But yeah, I listening to that idea on your podcast, I definitely thought that would have been a really cool idea. It would have been it's like, hey, the predators are still hunting people, but in a different way than we'd seen in any of the other movies. You know, it was like you said, like Die Hard on a predator ship, which would have been really cool. And man, can you imagine how much predator ship we could have seen?
I know, right?
Right, like that in and of itself could have been cool. As long as it wasn't just the kind of boring, you know, grey, silver, metal look from
Yeah, I'm so tired of that look.
some of those films. But I liked the design of the ship that we saw in Predators, so I would hope that maybe they would have not had something boring lined up if they'd have ever been able to make that sequel.
Yep. White Abaddon says they also said it for Terminator. On more than one occasion, if I'm correct. Yes,
Yeah.
Terminator has a trilogy of failed trilogies.
Yep.
Because
This was gonna have a trilogy.
yeah, Salvation, Genesis, and Dark Fate were all planned to be the start of new Terminator trilogies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just make one movie.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about a trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay to have ideas for the next ones, for sure, but anytime it's announced ahead of time, I feel like that's just tempting fate too much.
Although I will say the biggest counting of chickens ever in like cinema history probably was Universal's Dark Universe. Like,
Oh god, yeah.
oh,
absolutely.
man. And I actually really enjoy that movie just for how batshit it is. And how,
I kind of liked it too.
It's a very interesting study of like where Hollywood goes wrong. But I also found it quite entertaining.
Yeah, I actually quite liked it. I was surprised that it did so badly that they just cancelled all of their plans for the
Yeah.
Dark Universe. And I mean, I've always liked Universal Classic Monsters as well, so I was kind of hyped to see that. I was like, oh, this is like the original cinematic universe right here.
I have a feeling they're gonna do that one day though, and they're gonna have like classic design monsters come together, kind of like a monster squad.
Some kind of monster squad? Did Adam just drop out of the Discord?
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. No, I just heard a someone has joined or left Discord noise, but I'm paying too much attention right now to have a look.
Who dares?
That's alright, we're all here. We're all here. Yeah, that was absolutely, like you said, the biggest counting of chickens. Because, I mean, they'd already kind of tried it a little bit, didn't they, with that Dracula Untold movie?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be, like, an unofficial beginning to their Dark Universe. Well, before it was called Dark Universe, but, like, a Universal Monsters cinematic universe. And then, when that didn't do too well, they were like, oh, no, we never had plans for that. This is our real
This
cinematic
was the
universe.
plan all along.
Well, I guess the
Yeah.
Lee Winnell Invisible Man movie is supposed to be like another kind of restart, but it's not like a big shared universe thing. It's just like,
No,
okay, we're going to
it's
do
just-
like modern new takes, maybe go for a smaller
Yeah.
budget on these
I'm into
these
that.
ideas. I mean, that movie, I still haven't seen it. I've heard really
It was
good
good.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
gonna
Definitely worth
die
watching
here.
if you're interested. Very different than the original.
Good luck, Caleb.
Like, oh, thank you.
Mac Roll says, hello, I'm from Russia and I'm bored. How are you? We are good. We are just wrapping up the stream though, so unfortunately you're just catching us on the tail end. And I wish we would have won that one.
Didn't
We almost did.
not do a victory.
It's all your fault, Caleb.
It's all my fault. I'm never gonna be back on the stream again.
Alright.
Well,
I miss it.
thank you for those of us who stuck with us this stream. Hope you have a very nice rest of your Sunday. You can always find us on our website, avpgalaxy.net, and we are on all the major socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course YouTube, which you know because you're watching us here on YouTube. But check out some of our other videos. We have all our previous live plays still up if you missed any of those. And not sure about next Sunday yet. I think we'll probably be on. Aaron should be back by then, so Not sure what we're streaming yet. Probably won't be this again since people don't seem to be too interested in it. But I don't know. Maybe I'll convince them to let us do Apex. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I will try.
You have to do Scorn. You should be able to do Apex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Take it easy.